everybody. Welcome back to ESPN News. Jalen Rose is here. I'm Mark Morgan. Dari Noka is right over there. He'll join us in a few moments. But this is what we call an NBA segment here on ESPN News. Heat and Hawks, Game 5 in Atlanta earlier. Jalen's ready. Let's get after it. This was a very, very physical game. Again, the teams tied at 2. Remember, Atlanta won Game 4 in Miami by 10 points on Monday night. Dwayne Wade here, Jalen, goes down hard and just wraps his head on the floor.
And going into tonight's game, it was about injuries. Dwayne Wade was having problems with back spasms. After a tumble like that, looks like he's going to be okay to play.
Second quarter, Wade fouled on his way to the bucket. Why did things kind of get out of control? Jamal McGlory came in, started pushing. I mean, it didn't seem like that big a deal.
Well, Jamal McGlory is doing what a power forward center is supposed to do, protect your star player.
That was called a flagrant one. Good call, bad call. Wade behind him tried to block the dunk shot.
I always feel like when you're attacking a guy from the back, that could be considered a clear path foul, period.
Mike Bibby to Josh Smith there. Hawks blowing him out. Now watch this. Al Horford to the bucket, fouled hard. He landed awkwardly, sprained right ankle. Again, this is just the nature of how physical this game was.
Yes, it was. Bodies tumbling everywhere. People giving up their body in order to take away good high percentage shots. You hope if you're a Hawks fan that guy's not injured.
That was Josh Smith with the one hand. Jack Horford, by the way, did not return to the game with that sprained right ankle. Now here's Wade, and this is really a microcosm of what happened to Heat in this game.
Yes, for the most part, but at least he's tacking the basket if you're a Miami Heat fan, and especially in the fourth quarter when his team was already down 15 points.
So the Hawks win it, take a 3-2 series lead again. Game 6 in Miami on Friday night. Atlanta has won 5 of its last 6 home playoff games. Look at the free throws. 41 free throws Atlanta shoots on its home court and hits 33 of them. Now, inside this series, look at the point differential in these 5 games. The lowest differential, at least as far as the biggest lead, Miami in Game 2, 18 points. So the team that gets ahead so far in this series seems to pretty much have its way. And Jalen's back with us. And Jalen, just your thoughts on really, I want to get on the physical play of this game. It seemed like this was, if not one of the 2 or 3 most physical games in all the NBA playoffs thus far. Why?
7-game series. You're practicing, you're talking about, you're watching film of the same player, your opponent, the same team, and after a few games, guys just get tired of one another, and it just happens. But it's actually good, clean basketball. There's nothing dirty or malicious about any of these plays. If Dwayne Wade is driving to the basket and you're a big man, of course you don't want to give him a layup or a dunk. It's a good hustle play by Dwayne Wade right there on the fast break, not to try to give up a breakaway layup to ignite the crowd. And the same thing here. Al Horford driving to the basket. James Jones with the contest. Unfortunately, Al Horford falls, twists his ankle. If you're the Hawks, you hope that it's only a mild sprain and he's able to return. Ultimately, if he can't play, the Hawks can't win this series.
Really, they cannot.
Not at all.
They have Horford again. So Game 6, we'll keep an eye on that Game 6 Friday night in Miami. Joe Johnson, 25 points to lead Atlanta, Jalen. Also, Josh Smith with a nice effort. Flip Murray, too, with a good offensive effort. There's 3 guys over 20 points tonight for Atlanta. If you were Miami, somebody's got to help Dwayne Wade out, don't they?
And see, that's the key. You just mentioned 3 guys for one team in one game have over 20 points. Well, if you're a Miami Heat fan, you understand in the games we played well, we got a good effort from Jermaine O'Neal. They're going to need somebody to be the second scorer for Dwayne Wade with consistency. He's relying on a lot of young players, especially on the wing and the perimeter. When you talk about Chalmers and then you bring Beasley, both of these guys are rookies, and Cook, who's a 3-point shooter, but they're all still rookies, and you can't necessarily know what you're going to get from a rookie.
Now, one final thought on this series before we move on. Game 6 is Friday night in Miami, so obviously the Heat with a home court advantage. For Atlanta to come up big on the road, who is the one player who has to make it happen?
Josh Smith. He's a freak of an athlete, and when he gets out on fast breaks, he's able to finish and get his teammates involved with excitement, and he's able to contest shots at the basket and ultimately be a guy that can be a difference from an athletic and competitive standpoint.
All right, so we'll move along then. Again, Game 6 we said a couple times. I probably said it too many times. Game 6 is Friday night in Miami.